We have to bring you the latest news headlines. We're ready. And unsurprisingly, we have to bring you sports. And it's from the camp of the Black Stars because the senior national team later today will clash with Tunisia in the 1/16 stage of the African Cup of Nations in Ismailia in Egypt. A win for the national team will qualify them to the quarterfinals of the competition. A step closer to ending, possibly, the 37-year drought of lifting the ultimate trophy. Here is Henry Kwesibedu's report on performance so far and the task ahead.
The blues of the Black Stars at the Ismailia Stadium may be fresh on the minds of the players when they take to the field later today. They are winless in the iconic stadium in Egypt, losing to Zimbabwe in the 2006 edition of the competition and managing 2 draws from 2 games at this year's AFCON. But the Black Stars have an opportunity to halt the streak. Will that be possible considering their performances at the tournament so far? Some fans are skeptical.
I think that Ghana is a true starter in some of the tournament.
Ghana, like every time they struggle to start, but when they are in form, they perform better. And the more we bash them, the more they perform.
I'm just praying they go on, play very, very well, because the recent ones wasn't really good. Kind of like they just went there to play or something. My hope for them, it has become too small because the way I had morale for them, it has really reduced, seriously.
With the Eagles of Carthage coming into this game with a winless 3-match run, some football fans are optimistic of a win, but they want Coach Kwesi Appiah to get his tactics right.
I'm expecting Ghana to win the match. I hope Black Stars will score 3-0 against Tunisia.
I want Ghana to win 1-0. Yes, we'll beat Tunisia.
I think that Ghana will go score them by 1-0. Even we get some early goal, it will be better than we wait until 78 minutes.
Ghana is going to perform better than their previous match, and maybe the score will be win or draw for Ghana.
Going forward, we want to ask our coach that we beg him. He should be able to take tough decisions. We need tough decisions.
Like what?
Like bringing in Afia Aqua to make the changes for us. He should push Pate forward and then let the day you play the wins for us and we can make the win and we won the cup.
At the pre-match press conference yesterday, the coach was hopeful the Stars will record a win, but says it will be a difficult game.
Tunisia is not a bad team that you can just walk over them. We all need to work hard and make sure we give the spectators a very good game to watch. Right from day one, I said that you can never underrate any team in this competition. Once any team has qualified to the competition, that means it's good. I believe that my players are good. I have total confidence in them, and I'm hopeful that tomorrow we'll give out all our best to make sure we get a victory for Ghana.
History and the figures back the Black Stars in this one. They are unbeaten against Tunisia since 1963, 6 wins and a draw. But that will mean nothing to these Tunisian fans. With some tournament favourites, Egypt, Morocco and Cameroon crashing out so early, there appears a renewed belief this could be the year for the underdogs. And anything less than a win for the Black Stars today will mean the 37-year-long wait for the trophy could stretch to 39.
Okay, so since this is a year for the underdogs, the Black Stars are the underdogs. You know how we've been performing, so we like the tag, the underdogs. Well, away from football, a document to centralize and also regulate private tertiary education admissions has been approved by Cabinet. And that's according to the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, who says the document will ensure admission processes are streamlined and made as transparent as possible. Dr. Bawumia also announced some private tertiary institutions will soon have recruits from the National Builders Corps posted to help them with administrative work and also to reduce the burden on management of these schools. He was speaking at the 40th anniversary and 25th graduation ceremony of the Valley View University here in Accra.
Sir Vice Chancellor, You made a point that government needed to support, and we totally agree. Government needs to support private universities. You asked for three things: the regulation of the admissions process and bringing a centralized admission process to bear on admissions in all universities. I'm happy to say that that document has been presented to Cabinet and it has been approved, and we will be moving towards a centralized admission process in Ghana. But the posting of the national service personnel, I think we can even do better, because we have the Nation Builders Corps, and they can easily be posted for continuing service in the universities, in the private universities, and so that will be at the cost to government. So that is not a problem. We will just make sure it can happen as quickly as possible.
Meanwhile, a proposed establishment of a campus of the University or Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology at Obuasi has received a boost with 250,000 Ghana cedi support from AngloGold Ashanti. A check for the amount was presented by the mining giant's head of operations, Brett Thompson, at a ceremony over the weekend. Ohiminteria has more.
AngloGold Ashanti has already released some of its buildings to the Obuasi Municipal Assembly as basic academic and residential infrastructure for the project. Mr. Thompson says the gesture is part of the company's contribution to helping develop Obuasi.
We're looking to contribute in any way we can to the development, the further development of Obuasi. Part of that is to donate some of the surplus assets that we have in the northern part of the lease, and they've found a very positive purpose now, and that is to establish a campus, a university campus here in Obuasi, and we certainly hope to see that opening later this year. As part of that process, AngloGold Ashanti is looking to make a donation to the Municipal Assembly to assist in the refurbishment of those assets.
Meanwhile, the Municipal Assembly is promising 150,000 Ghana cedis out of 400,000 Ghana cedis needed for the refurbishment of the buildings donated by AngloGold Ashanti. Chief Executive Elijah Adansibona, who received the AngloGold check, commended the company for its commitment to the establishment of the university campus.
AGA's commitment to making sure we set up this university is something nobody can downplay. In fact, I want to take this opportunity to mention Nana Mpofu-Bekwai, because this man was instrumental. I remember the last time we went to where the assets are, moving from one building to another. This one is good for library, for this. In fact, I would hope that one of the buildings will be named after this man, because his role as far as setting up this university campus is concerned is something nobody can convince me that it was not remarkable. So we need to put this down. So going into the future, we need to write this man's name in the history of the university campus.
From Kumasi for JoyNews, Ohiminteria reporting.
Well, let's take you to Tamale. And prospective voters waiting in long queues to be registered are appealing to the Electoral Commission to extend the duration of the ongoing limited voters registration exercise. The 14-day exercise has been repleted with so many challenges, including registrant having to wait long hours to go through the process just to register. Some prospective voters fear they may be disenfranchised if the EC does not extend the registration period.
Since last week that I came here with my colleagues, but every day we skip class and come, yes, we will have some chance to do it. Look at the number of people here, look at the queue, and today is the last day. So if the government or the police station, the department, they don't give us more days, we can't do it. I'm in year 2 now. I'm in year 2 now. So if you finish SSS right now, they will need the ID card for some purpose. So if they don't give us more days to do it, it will affect us one day. So I'm pleading that the government will do something about it. They give us more days ahead, so some of us can get the register. I came here yesterday to do the card, but since yesterday they did not get chance. So since yesterday I was here, but I did not get chance. Up to now, I did not get chance.
We asked them and they said there's just 12 people that they filled the forms for this morning. So they are those.
Already, Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu has backed the call and wants the Electoral Commission to heed to the plea of the would-be voters.
Congress, NDC party will be pushing for deeper reforms of the activities and operations of the Electoral Commission, consistent with Article 45 of the Constitution, which creates it as an independent electoral body on the basis and principle that a credible voter register is a sine qua non to the conduct of free, fair, credible elections. And one of the major electoral reforms we would be demanding and seeking would be that any Ghanaian who attains the age of 18 must have the natural right to walk into any office of the Electoral Commission, constituency, district, regional to national, to be able to register. The right to vote and the right to register to vote, that right is critical to the sustenance and survival of our democratic practice. Its denial can be fatal to Ghana's constitutional process. As you see many of the young lads over there, they may be denied the right to vote and be voted for on the basis of the inefficiencies of the Electoral Commission and their poor judgment in the exercise that has been ongoing for a number of days. And those of you who understand IT technology, I repeatedly said that the data system of the Electoral Commission is not in a good state, and therefore they need to consider rebuilding their data.
Well, now let's talk about the National Science and Maths Quiz. And as we know, the semi-finals contest will start today. 9 schools are in action from 8 a.m. And the first contest will be between 3 former champions of the competition. That's Presec Legon, Opokuwari School and Adisada College. Later at 11 a.m., Wesley Girls High School, the St. Peter's Senior High School and Tepa Senior High School will also be competing. And for the day, the final contest will be among Ghana Secondary Technical School, Takrady, the St. Augustine's College, Ogasco, as we all know them, and Ketasco, that's Ketan Senior High Technical School. So make sure you remember that the contest will all be live here, not only on JoyNews, but also Joy Prime, and of course, Top Radio in Accra, Joy FM. Well, the live broadcast is also made possible by Newmont Gold Corp Africa Limited, MTN DBS Industries Limited, and Keep Brilliant Soap. Well, in a related development, the Member of Parliament for Kpando, Dela Soa, has promised to fully fund the university education of contestants who represented Kpando Senior High School at the National Science and Maths Quiz this year. Though the school was kicked out at the quarter-final stage of the ongoing competition, the Member of Parliament believes the performance of the student is worthy of commendation. The Member of Parliament, who was present to witness all the contests featuring the school from her constituency, says the National Science and Maths Quiz is the best innovation to promote the learning of maths and science across senior high schools.
My people didn't win, but I congratulate them all the same. They've done very well coming out. And I've promised each of them that this will not be the end. I'll sponsor each of them through the university.
Wow. Wait,
yeah.
Is it for the, which of them? The Wege?
No. The Kpando Senior High students.
Wow.
Because they are so brilliant, they come. If they don't have any support to go forward, then this is the end of the road for them. So my promise is to sponsor all of them to go to tertiary so that they can build up their lives from there as well. You know, this is a very good program. Science and maths is the future of the country. And for them to qualify from the Volta region and come here, for me, it's a big achievement. So I came to support them.
And that's it for the latest news update we have. But again, remember, the competition will be live from the campus of the University of Ghana. Kojo Yankson, early on, before we started the show, or during the beginning of the show, told us about what we should be expecting and how preparations so far are as we begin from 8 a.m. the semi-final contest. Remember, some of the best schools who have won the competition, former champions as we call them, are in the competition and are in line for the semi-final contest as it starts at 8 a.m. And outside Ghana, in Egypt, the African Cup of Nations is also taking place from Friday throughout the weekend. It was an exciting period in which we have some of the minnows in African football who did very well against some of the most notable of the teams that we thought would ultimately progress to either get to win the cup or be in the semis or even the quarterfinals or ultimately the final. And well, it just didn't happen. It just shows that there's so many surprises this time. Talking about surprises, Ghana will be squaring off with Tunisia. We seem to have a very good record, having 6 wins and at least in a draw with a Tunisian counterpart. But apparently, looking at how the contests so far have been in the African Cup of Nations is not about former contest but also current form. So please stick and stay with us. We have to bring you the review of the newspapers. Myself and Mama Vioso Abwaje will be doing all that. Stay with us.